Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be creating this look, and I'm going to be using the Melt She's in Parties eyeshadow stack, and I'm also going to be using some new foundation or complexion products from Makeup Revolution. I'm going to be trying their foundation stick, and I'm also going to be trying out their concealers. I've also got their Pro HD Amplified palette that I'm also going to be using today. So I wanted to try something different this time around. In my previous videos, I was using some other foundations and other products that were, I guess you would consider them a little bit higher end type of products, but in this video I'm trying to use some more affordable type of products and see how they perform and share that information with you guys. But look at this palette. This is the Amplified palette from Makeup Revolution. These are all highlight shades, you guys. It's absolutely gorgeous, but I did use this palette to create this look for you today. So I'm also trying out the PLouise eyeshadow base. I have heard so much about this and I wanted to try it out for myself. So I'm going to be using this in this video as well. So if you guys want to see how I came up with this look, keep watching. So I'm starting off with a moisturized and primed face. I'm using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I'm going to start off using the PLouise eyeshadow base, and I'm using this base in the color number 5, and just using a very small amount to start off with. The PLouise eyeshadow base comes in 3 colors. I decided to go with the shade number 5 because I don't want the eyeshadow base to be white underneath my eyeshadow, so I felt that this would work out a little bit better for my skin tone. And I'm using a patting motion to get this eyeshadow base onto my eyelid. It said that you don't have to set this eyeshadow base with powder, so I'm just patting it onto my eyelid space, trying to get an even layer of this eyeshadow base in place before I start applying my shadow. The one thing I will mention is that next time that I use this shadow, I think I'm going to try it with a little bit different type of brush. I was able to get this base to apply pretty evenly, but it did take a bit of time using this particular size brush, so next time around I'll do it a little bit differently. And for this look today, I'm going to be using the She's in Parties eyeshadow stack from Melt Cosmetics. There are 4 richly pigmented eyeshadows that come in this eyeshadow stack. Before I get started applying my eyeshadow, I'm just going back over my eyeshadow base once again just to make sure that there are no creases. And the first color that I'm using is Skeleton Kiss. I'm going to be using this on my brow bone, and this is described as a creamy bone shadow with a kiss of a rose gold shift. So it's a really, really nice brow bone color. And for my transition shade, I'm going to be using Last Caress. This is a mauve taupe type color, so I'll be blending this into the crease and the outer V of my eye, just making sure that I can get a nice soft transition color. Now I'm going in with the color MEANSTREAK. This is a deep plum color, and I'm going to be using this on the outer V and the inner V of the eye. For this look today, I'm going to be doing, I guess you would call it a halo type of eyeshadow look. So I'll just be tapping this eyeshadow onto the outer V of my eye and sweeping it across, and then also adding the same color in the inner V of the eye and just blending it in really softly, leaving the inner portion of my eyelid open. Now I'm going in with the color called She's in Parties. This color is described as a burgundy frost shade with hints of copper and pink flecks. So I'm going to be putting this right up against the MEANSTREAK color that I put down before on the outer V and the inner V of my eye. So just placing it right next to that darker shade that I've already laid down. And I'm taking these colors just a little bit above my natural crease. I'm going back in with the same brush that I used to apply the color MEANSTREAK. I haven't added any additional product on this brush, so I'm just gently blending it all together. Now I'm using a little bit more of the PLouise eyeshadow base to carve out my halo, the part that's right there in the center of the eye that I left open originally when I first started to lay down my eyeshadow shades. And I'm going to be using one of these Super Shock eyeshadows from ColourPop. It's in the color Birthday Wish, and I'm going to be using my finger to apply this shadow to the center of the lid right on top of the PLouise eyeshadow base, and then I'm going to follow up with my brush just to blend it all in and to get the definition in that halo. Now that my eyeshadow is done, I am going to be lining my waterline. I'm also going to be lining the lash line, and I'll be adding some mascara and lashes. And now I'm moving on to the complexion products, and I'm starting off using the Tatcha Pearl Tinted Eye Illuminating Treatment. Normally I would use a color corrector, but I wanted to try this particular product. The reviews on this product have been really good. So it said that you tap this product on first, and then you use a swiping motion under the eye to activate the ingredients. And it's supposed to give the under eye area a moisturized, lightened type of look. So I think it worked. What do you guys think? I'm going to be using 2 shades of the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick. I'm going to start off using the color F13, and this is a waxed based foundation that comes in a stick form, but it's really creamy, and I'm going to be using a brush. I'm just misting it a little bit with my MAC Fix Plus, but I'm going to use a brush to get this foundation applied, and then I'll follow up with my beauty blender just to make sure everything is nice and blended. I will say or recommend that if you plan on trying this foundation, since it is a waxed based foundation, make certain that if you are using a primer that it's not a water-based primer, because we know that water and wax will not work very well together. So if you by chance make the mistake of using a water-based primer with this foundation, you could run into some separation that could occur in the foundation throughout the day or as you're wearing it. And I'm moving on to concealer. I'm using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and I'm using the colors C12 and C10. These concealers do dry down pretty fast, so I'm blending the concealer in immediately after I apply it. These are really full coverage concealers. They wear really well. I like them quite a bit, and I think that they would make a really good everyday concealer. And I'm using my Sacha Buttercup to set underneath the eye. Now I'm using the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick in the color F15, and I'm using this for contouring. This is really creamy, you guys, so it blends out really nicely, and I like the fact that since it is so creamy, and it blends right into the foundation that I already have down, since it also is a foundation, that it's making this contour really light, and I really like that for a summer makeup look. And I'm setting my foundation now with my MAC Mineralized Loose Setting Powder in the color Dark. And I'm moving on to bronzer. I'm using my Guerlain Terracotta bronzer in the color 04 Deep Golden. I really like this bronzer because it has a shimmer to it, which really highlights the skin really nicely, so it's really nice for the summer. I'm going back into the color Mean Streak out of my Melt eyeshadow stack, and I'm going to be smudging out or smoking out my waterline. And I'm adding a little bit of that Birthday Wish Super Shock eyeshadow from ColourPop into my inner eye, and I'm moving on to the highlight, and this is from the Makeup Revolution HD Amplified palette, and really love this palette. It's beautiful. It's time for lips, and I'm using the Melt lipstick color in the color Mary Jane. This is a beautiful deep plum type of color. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we are done. I hope that you guys like this look, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye bye.